रोलिंग।
सबसे पहले ये जानना चाहेंगे, आपकी डेब्यू फिल्म है, किस तरह से ये पूरा प्रोजेक्ट मटेरियलाइज हुआ? हाउ वाज इट? हाउ वाज द एंटायर प्रोसेस?
See, I'd written the script over a period of 2 nights. I was shooting in the day, so I wrote the script in 2 nights. Then I was very excited about it, and those days I was doing television. So then I took this to a producer who liked it very much, and I insisted that I wanted to work with newcomers. So फिर through a friend, I was meeting boys to cast for this role. Then I met Abhay, and I auditioned him, and I found him the right guy for the role, and then I realized that he's a Deol. And then Sunny Deol came to know about the fact that Abhay is doing a film, and then he said that he would want to produce the first film because he'd justify the launch of a new Deol. So he called me and he said that if I like your film, then I will produce it. So then I narrated it to him, and then he liked it, and then it came to Vijayta.
क्वाइट स्ट्रेंज, जैसे आपने बताया यू योरसेल्फ ऑप्टेड फॉर न्यूकमर्स.
जी,
व्हाई वाज इट सो?
देखिए क्या होता है ना कि हम ऐसा समझते हैं कि सिर्फ स्टार के होने से फिल्म अच्छी बन जाती है या फिल्म चल जाती है, बट एक्चुअली ऐसा होता नहीं है. मेरे ख्याल से क्या होता है कि हर फिल्म की एक रिक्वायरमेंट होती है कि इसमें इस तरह के लोग चाहिए, इसमें कोई स्टार चाहिए. इसे गदर न्यूकमर के साथ नहीं बना सकते आप. सिमिलरली सोचा ना था स्टार्स के साथ नहीं बना सकते थे. जिस तरह की मासूमियत, इनोसेंस और एक जो इमेज होता है हर स्टार का, वो मुझे नहीं चाहिए था. मुझे ये चाहिए था कि इस फिल्म के माध्यम से लोगों की इमेज बने, एक्टर और एक्ट्रेस की. तो उस वजह से मुझे आई वॉज वेरी श्योर दैट आई डिड नॉट वांट स्टार्स. और बहुत बड़े बजट की फिल्म भी नहीं थी, कोई 25 करोड़ की, जिसके लिए स्टार की ज़रूरत है. तो उसीलिए मैंने फैसला किया था कि मैं नॉन स्टार्स के साथ इस पिक्चर में काम करूँगा.
You think you're lucky, your first film and you're working with Dharmendra and Sunny Deol as producers, a big banner to start with?
Yeah, anybody who comes in contact with a person like Dharmendra is lucky. Because when 10-15 years back, when I was sitting in my hometown in Jamshedpur, I could never imagine that I'd ever meet a person like Dharmendra. The fact that he produced the film, or Sunny produced the film, and Dharmendra presented the film is something that I feel very fortunate about, definitely.
The film is not really the kind of film that one would associate with a launch as such.
Correct.
Deol is concerned, a producer's family, someone from the producer's family. What was your take on that? Was there any pressure on you to justify Abhay's launch or anything of that sort?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, that is why Sunny wanted to produce it. बिकॉज उनको लगा कि कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि लॉन्च या कमर्शियल बनाने के चक्कर में या लॉन्चिंग व्हीकल बनाने के चक्कर में फिल्म की ऐसी तैसी हो जाए. उनको लगा कि ही शुड प्रोटेक्ट मी. आई मीन सबसे बड़ा उनका ये था कि आई एंड माई विजन शुड बी प्रोटेक्टेड बाय द प्रोड्यूसर. बिकॉज फिल्म लिखी नहीं गई थी एज अ लॉन्च व्हीकल कि लेट मी शो व्हाट दिस बॉय इज अबाउट, लेट मी शो द वेरियस एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ हिज पर्सनैलिटी, ऑल हिज स्ट्रेंथ्स. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. The film chiefly is about weakness. तो सनी को कॉन्फिडेंस था कि इस रोल में अभय will be very good and it's a great way of showing Abhay to the world. But this film was not written like a launch vehicle. This was not shot like a launch vehicle at all. It's just a film which is the first film that Abhay has done.
If I'm not wrong, Abhay's character is that of someone who's slightly disillusioned after college, something of that sort.
He's not disillusioned. Viren, the character that Abhay plays in the film, he is irresponsible. He's confused. He has a lot of fancy ideas about how he wants to have fun in his life. He does not want to work. He's a spoiled son. He's a brat. So it is his story. He has hardly anything admirable about him in the film.
It's more or less a phase that each one of us goes through at some phase or the other. Was there any personal identification as far as that character goes?
With Viren's character, personal identification was not so much there, but there was a lot of personal aspiration on that character. I mean, I would like to be as free-flowing as Viren is, and I find it difficult to be that way.
Ayesha's performance in her first two films, even though the films didn't do well, has been appreciated a lot. Would you have been a much happier man had this been her launch vehicle?
I would have been happier if this was Ayesha's first film. it's not as though I'm unhappy that she did films outside. She had to, and but I have a lot of hope from that girl. I think she is going to do very well for herself.
Mhm. Now the film is over and it's finally scheduled for release. What do you think is gonna are the chances of it faring well at the box office? It has been slightly delayed now.
जी
रिलीज थोड़ा डिले हो गया पहले शूटिंग के दौरान थोड़ी डिले हो गई थी
जी.
फिल्म व्हाट डू यू थिंक हाउ मच इज दैट गोइंग टू अफेक्ट द फिल्म
See, I feel that films like Mughal-e-Azam have taken 10 years to make. Sholay has taken 4, 5, some odd years to make. That has not really created any disadvantage for them at the box office, has it? I feel that when the film comes out, it should be great. You know, if it is, then nothing will matter. If it is not, then we will be looking for reasons why the film didn't do well. You know, तो आज की एक हफ्ते बाद क्या होने वाला मैं आपको बताता हूँ. अगर सोचा न था चलती है, तब तो जितनी भी उसमें बुराइयां हैं या खराबियां हैं, जितने भी प्रॉब्लम्स हमको हुए हैं, वो सब बड़े रोमांटिक नज़र आएंगे कि पता है ऐसे भी हुआ था सोचा ना था कि मेकिंग में. और अगर फिल्म ख़राब हो जाती है तो हर तरह के रीजंस ढूंढे जाएंगे कि लगता है इस वजह से ख़राब होगी, लगता है उस वजह से ख़राब होगी. फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज़ दैट पिक्चर अच्छी होगी तो चलेगी, नहीं अच्छी होगी तो नहीं चलेगी.
You also said that the music in the film is not an impediment to the narrative. It in fact takes the narrative forward.
Correct.
Do you think that most of our movies miss this point and the narrative tends to be blocked while the songs are going on?
Yeah, I think so. See, also what happens is that when you make a film, you have seen so many films in your life, and what you have liked in the film, in those films, you'd want to do those things. When you watch a film and suddenly a song comes because somebody in the unit, either the director or the producer, had felt that यहाँ पर कोई एक गाना अच्छा आइटम एक होना चाहिए जिसमें पब्लिसिटी बजाए, जैसे कहानी रुक जाती है, तो मुझे बड़ा बुरा लगता था कि ऐसा होना क्यों ज़रूरी है. हम अगर एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री में हैं तो हमें तरीक़ा ढूंढना चाहिए कि हम अपनी कहानी को कहने के दौरान ही एंटरटेन करते जाएं लोगों को. सो देन आई वॉज श्योर दैट आई डोंट वॉन्ट सॉन्ग्स लाइक आइटम्स, not necessarily item numbers but items, you know. I wanted songs that were doing the same thing that scenes were doing in the film, which is telling the story. So yeah, for that Sandesh and I had to really work in tandem. Irshad, Sandesh, Subrat and I, and whoever was involved in the music, even the guitarists, Ankur and all the musicians, we were like one team. We used to sit, have tea together and keep chatting endlessly about the film, so that everybody was on sync, you know. That's the reason why it's flowing smoothly from scenes to songs.
You also written the script for this movie.
Correct.
Was it ever necessary for you while filming the movie to convince the scriptwriter in you to compromise?
See, the conflict between, you're an intelligent man, I must tell you that. You're asking very good questions. The conflict between the scriptwriter and the director happens all the time. Okay, usually a third person who is the real you wins, and that person is neither a script writer nor a director. He is the audience. So I finally would do something that would entertain me more, whether it's a good script idea or a good direction idea. So I think it was these three facets of the people inside me who were deciding what to do.
Mm-hmm. How much was the involvement of Mr. Dharam and in the casting process, or was the casting already done by the time they came into the project?
See, the casting was mostly done by when they came into the project. No, I'm sorry. The casting was not done. Only Abhay was cast. But there was no thing from their side about who I wanted to cast. And interestingly, I remember we were looking for many girls for Ayesha. Then I had told Mr. Deol, that Sunny, to meet a girl who I was looking at in terms of casting. He saw her and he was very happy about her. Then I think a couple of days before the shoot had to begin, I saw Ayesha, and then I decided that Ayesha should be the one. I remember that even one day before the shoot, Sunny did not know who the girl was. Okay, and it's because he's a busy star, you know, he's shooting everywhere, and then he said, यार तू लड़की दिखाएगा मेरे को कैसी, किसको तूने ले लिया. he has always been confident. He said, "ठीक है, if you like her, take her, but show her to me at least, you know." Then he saw her the night before the shoot had to start, and he was very happy.